Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our second program of BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present. I am Alan McCoy, and today I'm going to be introducing to you three guests that I'll be virtually interviewing on today's program. Well, you can recall on our last program, I have conducted interviews on the first segment with Leah, which was good, Myra Cibrian on the second segment, and Michelle Nunez all the way from San Pedro on the third segment. And the show was really good. What I'm going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be hearing from Vania in just a short while. After this, you will be hearing from Rianne Gutierrez, who was Miss Teen Benquevejo 2014 to 2015. But in terms of Vania, she was a 5-time pageant winner. And we're going to tell you what she feels like in being on those 5 positions in that pageant, in those pageants she represented. I'm talking about the pageant titles, sorry. And then on our third and final segment, we will have Leah Myers, who is Miss Independence Corozal 2019 to 2021. We're going to hear from them in a moment. But first, let's pause for some commercials. We'll be back with BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present after these very important messages. Welcome back to BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present. And I hope you all are watching right here in your homes. We're coming to you live from the Reed McCoy Entertainment Studio in the heart of Belize City. And today, I'll be interviewing my first guest on this second episode, who is nothing but a 5-time pageant winner. And I know many of you families at home are going to check out this program. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have here with me is Miss Vania, who was a 5-time pageant winner. How are you doing, Vania?
I'm doing great, Alan. Thank you for asking.
No problem. Tell me about yourself and what profession are you doing, or are you enrolling in any university or any sixth form education?
Well, at the moment, no. But later on in the future, definitely, I will still continue pursuing my associate degree and hopefully also my bachelor's degree in primary education.
Wow, you wanted to become nothing but a teacher.
A teacher, that's correct.
Primary school teacher. So, because I don't want no children to give you any problems or something like that. Because I hope I don't want nothing happen to you at times.
No. Nothing bad will happen. I mean, it's good because you definitely experience, things like joyfulness with kids.
Yeah.
They just bring the youthness out of you.
That's sweet of you. But one day soon, I will try my best to get an associate's degree too. But I'm not enrolling at school at the moment. I'm a mechanic. But hopefully one day soon, I'll get a chance to try to go back to sixth form. Because my objective is I want to pursue an associate's degree in music education, because I wanted to be nothing but a saxophone musician and go there teaching music and also providing musical gigs, because at the time we don't have no performance taking place for me as bookings are still suspended by this pandemic.
That's right. But I mean, you still have hopes that one day you will definitely go ahead and just pursue a good degree in the music industry, which is definitely something good for this country, Belize. It's good for you.
That's correct. Now, what was your experience in winning those titles when they chose you to represent Belize in different pageants? What was your experience about that?
Okay, the experience is, it's just a feeling that you can definitely explain. It's just something like the excitement, the happiness that you feel with you because representing your country. It's something that mostly a lot of young girls dream of. So me having that experience is just amazing. Sometimes, young girls, young youths, they see you, you're a role model for them. So that's something that we should all feel very proud of. Because, for example, Kimberly, the former Queen of the West, Kimberly Lopez.
Kimberly Santos,
Kimberly
I mean.
Santos, yes, Kimberly Santos. She always, writes to me saying that I'm inspiration to her because the way I just evolve myself within the stage. So, those words just bring my day. I'm brighten my day. Things like that, I'm just happy to hear from different past Queen of the West that I was an inspiration to them. So this just makes me happy.
That's nice to hear. Maybe one day soon, what I want to do, I want to have Kimberly sent us to come on the show, and so I can have an interview with her as well.
That's right.
Because
I know she's willing to do the interview with you. This is something everyone. It's good for you to experience different things in your life.
that's
This
correct.
is something good that we're doing right now as well. It's an interview. You're doing a good job. First time I'm hearing something about beauty queens, past and present. That's really good of you. I really appreciate you doing that. This.
That's correct. But that will be a good show, and bear in mind that show is for the entire family. So, how do you feel when you get chosen as Miss Western Sunan Band, and what was your experience about it?
Okay, that was in the year 2010. That was the first pageant, and that's like the most that I will always keep in my heart because that's the first one, and that's where everything started. I just got to know the experience. I love the experience, so I'm like, okay, I will go ahead and just move forward and compete in different pageants to see, for me to evolve in myself, to also, be knowledgeable with my country because pageant is not only, okay, you look pretty, you wear a pretty dress. No, you need to learn and know the ways. So that's one thing. That's why I always encourage young girls if they want to compete in pageantry. It's good
That's good to hear.
not only. Okay, yes. So like I said, Miss Western Shunan, I won that in the year 2010. That was my first pageant and the starting of a new journey. So it's where everything started. Miss Pat, the well-known Miss Vania Pat from San Jose Sagots.
Yeah, that's I really love that village, and one day soon I want to come there again. And in terms of Miss Independence Cuts, can you give me details of your experience and how does it feel to be chosen as Miss Independence Cuts, and how did you get the crown? How did you got that crown?
Okay, so it was a total of 3 candidates. It's also talent, so we presented our different cultures. We also did a talent presentation. If you're good in dancing or if you are good in playing an instrument, then you just show your talent. And since it was September, so we went accordingly to like the Queen of the West segments. There's like you need to be more patriotic. But the experience was good. Out of the three, I was the one who was from, I won the victory. So I had a lot of support because you do need the support from your family members and also friends. So it was a good experience.
That's right.
That was in the year. That was actually the following year. 2010. It's when I won Miss Shunan Band. That was the first pageant. The second pageant was Miss Independence in the year 2011. And then in the year 2012, it's when I won Miss Flor de la Feria. But then that's different. That's a different pattern because for
Yeah,
Flor de la Feria, it's not about talent, it's about money. So it's, the one that has more money, you win. So
that's
it's
right.
different.
And when we were chosen as Miss Feria de la Flores to Cuts, did you feel any nervous on stage any at all?
Well, not really. Like I said, it was not, something for you to show talent. But you still needed to do some introduction of yourself, some be just something that, it's something very nice to do. But definitely, I was not nervous. It's just a different pageant, not like when I won Miss Shunan or when I won Miss Independence or when I won Miss Queen of the West. Those are different because you actually get to do um, more things on stage.
Cool. Now, in terms of Queen of the West, right? How do you feel when you got chosen as Miss Queen of the West, representing your hometown, and the you tour events around Kaya District?
Okay, so like I said at the beginning, I will always feel proud of myself because I was not the first young lady to compete in the Kaya District for Queen of the West, but I was the first crown to San Jose Socots. So this is history for me because I was the first one to bring the Queen of the West crown to Socots.
That's very sweet, and maybe one day soon, because the person in charge of Queen of the West pageant promised me that for 2021 I will make my chance to come and do musical performance there, and then I will have to serenade for the past and present delegates, including Kimberly Santos.
That's good. That's very nice. That's the last part of the segment when someone is serenading us. That's very lovely. We just get to enjoy the music, the person who is singing or the person who is playing. That's very nice. And also, they entertain the audience. So, the West is very unique for me. And a lot of young delegates. I bet that if you interview them one day or if you have already interviewed them, they will definitely you just will be amazed because it's an experience that will last forever.
That's a good idea. Could you give us details on about this pageant that you have took place in? I'm talking about I'm talking about Diosa Maya International pageant and where it was taking place and what experience you have towards being Miss Diosa Maya International.
Okay, so this pageant, Miss Diosa Maya International, it was actually Mr. and Miss Diosa Maya International because both male and female compete. But within on the segment for category for females, I compete against Miss Guatemala, Miss Mexico, and me. Well, Miss Belize. So it was a good experience. It took place in Mexico, actually in Merida, Yucatan. So it
Oh,
was an international pageant. But along, on the male segment, we had Costa Rica. We also had USA Latino. Also El Salvador, Mexico. Sadly, there was none for Belize, so I was the only one who was representing Belize. So I just needed to step everything up, step it up, and bring back. Well, not bring back, but just bring the crown to Belize, next joyful reign.
that's a very idea that you have there. So, any impressions you have with any of the pageants you participated in, and what challenges you face towards these pageants that you have participated in?
Okay, so each pageant it's different. The ones that I did locally, they were tough. They had a good people that the ones that I competed with again. Well, the ones that I competed against, they were strong. I will not say that they were weak or no. They were strong competitors. So I always remain positive That's the first thing that you need to do. And also remember, you need to pray. You need to have Jesus, pray, so he can guide you, so you don't forget anything that you practice. And that's what I actually did when I went abroad to present my country. Just stay positive, be outspoken, always be friendly, be humble. That's one thing that I would always tell you. Be humble, because if you're humble, then people will love you. And that happened to me. I was very humble, and people from Mexico were like, Belize, Miss Belize, me gustas, usted quiero que sea reina. So they were very friendly with me. I mean, I was very friendly with them. I was very humble. That's one thing that, most queens here in Belize do have, they lack from being humble. So definitely they need to, just humble themselves.
Exactly.
If they want to be a true queen.
That's the way it goes. So, any advice would you like to give to those people who wants to become any of those position titles for those pageants? What advice would you like to give to those young men or those young ladies?
Just follow their dream. If one day they dream of being Miss Queen of the West, they need to go for it. They need to fight for their dream, to fight what they believe they can do, and they will make it. They will accomplish it. So just make sure you follow your dreams. Also, never give up. Don't listen to any negativity. Be positive. You can make everything in this world once you be positive.
That's a great
always
idea.
Have God in you. Always, once you have God in you, nothing will happen to you.
That's a good idea, but that's a great idea, and I really love your impression. Because one thing I want to say, right, in the near future, so I want to do something very important, which is called ceviche with the delegates. You eat ceviche, right?
Ceviche. I love ceviche.
You have shrimp, lobster, or any other flavor? Or which one do you love the most?
I have only tasted the ceviche shrimp and ceviche and the chicken shrimp. I have not tasted the lobster or the octopus ceviche.
Oh,
But
that's
maybe
nice.
one day.
Yeah, maybe one day soon when I plan to do a segment called Ceviche with the Delegates, we'll work on that, because right now this is not the time to have any ceviche or have anyone over because of this pandemic, and I know it is very difficult for us to have those things, to have those kind of activities happening, because we just want to ensure that hopefully one day soon they expand back the social gathering, and then everything might go back to normal when the COVID-19 vaccine comes.
That's right. But for right now, people just need to be knowledgeable that they need to stay home so they can be safe. If you want to go outside, wear your mask. When you reach home, wash your hands. Just have a good, proper hygiene. I mean, we need to stop the spread of the virus. This is something serious that Belizean people need to take in consideration. Just have a proper hygiene and you will be safe.
That is correct, and I know that. Well, Vania, I want to say thank you for coming up on BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present. I know you were very, very delightful to have you on our program. Maybe one day soon we'll let you know when you could come back on our next program when a physical face-to-face interview decided to occur.
I'm looking forward to that, Alan. Soon, like how you said, once this pandemic is, it's once we have the vaccine for the pandemic, then we can do the face-to-face and, something more outstanding for the program.
Yes. Vania, I just want to say thanks again. Tell your family hello for me, and we'll meet up again someday soon. Thank you for being on our program, and may God bless you and your family.
Same to you, Alan. Be safe and take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Goodbye. That was Vania Pat, who was our 5-time pageant winner, sharing her experiences on what it feels like to represent the country in various ways. Coming up after the commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest of the series, we're going to interview, that's Rianne Gutierrez, Miss Teen Benquevejo 2014-2015. We're going to interview. BELIZEAN Beauty Queens Past and Present will continue after this very important announcement. to Belizean Beauty Queens past and present, coming to you from the Real McCoy Entertainment Studio in the heart of Belize City. On our last segment, I did an interview with a 5-time pageant winner, Miss Vania, in which she was the following position. She was Miss Western Sunanban, she was Miss Independence Sokots, she was representing Miss Feria de la Flor, Senorita Feria de la Flor, Sokots Village. She was also Miss Queen of the West, and last but not least, Miss Diosa Maya International, where she all participated. Vania, thank you for that lovely interview again. I really appreciate that. Now today, I have a next guest that I'm reaching via WhatsApp, and she's right beside me. She was Miss Teen Benquevejo 2014-2015 and Senorita Feria de la Flor Benquevejo 2016 to 2017. I'm talking Rianne Gutierrez. Rianne, what's up with you? How are you feeling this morning?
Hi, Alan. I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me as part of your talk show today.
Anytime, Rianne. Tell me about yourself. What professional work are you doing at this moment?
Hi, so I'm currently working right now at the Office Gurus, where I'm the dedicated trainer for one specific account. The account I work with is very interesting, as is, I can say, challenging, since it deals with solar panels. I really enjoy sharing my knowledge with other people and guiding them every step of the way. But apart from that, I'm also pursuing my bachelor's degree in accounting. I'm also a online student, where I'm trying to multitask at the moment, since I have to work in the mornings and study in the evenings.
That's nice to hear, Rianne, but I know that online school is the best thing that goes virtual, because I know physical in class are suspended for the time being because of this pandemic.
Yes, it can be a little bit challenging, since it's, I can say, double the work, because you have to teach your own self whenever you don't understand a specific concept or specific information. You don't have the teacher right there physically to explain it or break it down for you. So I can say it's double the work.
I can see that. Now, from the time when you were chosen as Miss Teen Benquevejo back in 2014, could you tell me your experience on what it feels like to be Miss Teen Benquevejo?
Yes, I was chosen as Miss Teen 2014 here in Benque. I clearly remember having Miss Lupita reach out to me and explaining that she was planning to have this event for the first time, so she thought about all the young ladies from here in our hometown. So I decided to participate. I decided to give it a try. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to do something like this. I always used to watch Miss Universe, Miss Belize, Queen of the Bay, and I also saw my sister participate in one pageant here in Benque where she won. So whenever they told me about Miss Teen, I said that is the time for me to go ahead and participate and experience what it's like to be a beauty queen, or to be a candidate, I can say.
That's
so
nice.
I give it a try, and everything went well from the very beginning. The friends I met, it was a beautiful bond that we used to have. We weren't focused on the title, but we were focused only on the experience. And I think that is one of the most important things for everyone to keep in mind. It's not only about the prize that comes with it, but the experience. Yes, but it was a beautiful experience. I really enjoyed being Miss Teen. I got the opportunity to travel with them. I went to San Pedro. I also went to Belize City, and I can say Belize City was one of my favorite places to go.
That's nice to hear that. Maybe one of those days I would like to have your sister appear on the program as well. Maybe I hopefully do either a virtual interview or a face-to-face interview. But in terms of face-to-face interview, I wish that could occur, but that is when the pandemic is over.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking about what you said you toured about touring, right? Did you ever tour anywhere in Belize at the time when you were Miss Pinky Vejo? For instance, Belize Band Fest 2015, when you see some of the past marching bands perform and some other events you participated and got invited to make numerous appearances.
Yes, it was actually one of the band fest we had in Belize City. Also, I went for Christmas time, and that was the first time that I went to Belize City with with the marching band. It was a beautiful experience. I got to meet other people from other bands as well, including you, Alan. I remember meeting you in Belize City.
Yes, that's the time when I was at Gwen Liz's marching band until I decided to perform on my own.
Yes.
But I still perform on my own. Now, in terms of Senorita Ferreira de la Flor Benquevejo, can you tell me your experience on what it feels like to become the Senorita Ferreira de la Flor to represent your hometown?
Yes, no, Senorita Flor de la Feria, it was a bigger pageant. It is one of the annual pageants we have here in Benque. It's usually carried out in July after our Benque Fiesta. So they send the invitation for that specific pageant, and I remember that I had mentioned to my family that Miss Dean was going to be one of my last pageants. But then, since my sister had previously participated in the same pageant, she was one of the persons who motivated me to join in this pageant. We also had the director back then, Oscar Navet. He was the one to convince me and my whole family. So I gave it a try. For that one, I think it was a bit more challenging. We had to focus on cultural outfits, our introductions. The questions was one of the most difficult sections from the pageant itself, because I know that usually for pageants they give you the questions for you to go ahead and analyze and study, but this time whenever I decided to participate, it was something that it was going to be like a surprise question. So I had to be ready for whatever question is it that they were gonna be asking me that night. So I think that was the most difficult section for me, not only for me but all of the ladies. But apart from that, I think I used to love practicing, going to my practice, bonding with the other contestants. We also did a couple of things as a group. We had our photo shoots and all of those things, but it was a beautiful experience, and I wish I can relive that moment, especially when you're performing that night. Everyone is watching at you and all of those things. I really enjoyed it.
That's good to hear. Apart from those two pageants you participated, did you compete in any Central or South American pageant, for example, like the Miss Reina Hispanoamericana, or any other pageants you participated in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, or any of those places?
No, I've never got an opportunity to participate internationally or represent Belize internationally. But definitely, if that comes my way in the future, I will give it a try.
Good idea. Any advice would you like to give to the people that want to be in those pageant titles? Anybody who want to be Miss Teen Benke, or anybody who want to be Senorita Flor de la Feria for Benquevejo?
Yes, I highly encourage the ladies out there to participate, because a pageant can teach you a lot of things. One of the things I can say that it has taught me is to love myself and to be confident. So you guys can go ahead and participate, whether it's locally or internationally, and remember to have that mindset that doesn't only focus on the title but the experience itself. Believe me, later on you will be thankful for the things you have learned. For example, the communication skills and all of those things that you learned during the pageant. So I recommend those ladies to participate in Miss Teen Benque or Senorita Flor de la Feria here in my hometown as well.
Thank you very much. That will be a good idea too, because what I think I want to do, and one of those days in the near future, if everything clears up, I don't want to do not what you call ceviche, and then it gets. You ever eat shrimp or lobster ceviche before though?
Yes, I did try the lobster one time, but I I didn't know I was allergic to it, but it was really good.
But you prefer the shrimps?
Yes, I prefer the shrimps.
Yeah, good. That will be good with our 2 ice cool BELIZEAN lunch, cause that's my favorite. Cause no worry, we'll do something. We'll do the ceviche, the delegate segment once this pandemic clear up. But Rianne, it was a pleasure being here. Pleasure for you to be on our program, and I want to thank you for coming on this program.
Thank you, Alan. I do appreciate for having me as your guest as well.
Thank you very much, Rianne. Tell the family hello, and may God bless all of them.
Thank you, Alan. You too. Take care.
And goodbye. That was Rianne Gutierrez. She was Miss Teen Benquevejo 2014-2015 and Senorita Florida La Feria 2016-2017, sharing her story on what it feels like to be in those 2 pageant titles. When we come back from our commercial break, we have one more guest that we're going to interview, and she comes all the way from Corozal. I'm talking about Leah Myers, Miss Independence Corozal 2019 to 2021. BELIZEAN Beauty Queens past and present will continue after these very important messages. Welcome back. This is our third and final segment of BELIZEAN Beauty Queens past and present. The last interview I did with Rianne Gutierrez, who was Miss Team Belize 2014-2015 went good. Well, excuse me, Team Benquevejo 2014-2015 went good. And also Senorita Florida La Feria 2016-2017 was really going great. Now today, I have my third and final guest with me in our second episode. She hails all the way from the Bay City. I'm talking Corozal Town, who's going to share her story on what it feels like to be Miss Independence Corozal. Ladies and gentlemen, Leah Myers is right beside me. Leah, how are you doing?
Good evening, Mr. Allen. How are you? I'm happy to be here, first of all.
Thank you very much. It's definitely a pleasure. Tell me about yourself, Leah. What profession or work are you doing at the moment, or are you enrolling in any sixth form education or something like that?
Well, I'm not currently not working, but I am a recent graduate of the Centro Escolar Mexico Junior College. So I have my associate's degree in biology and natural resource management, and I graduated in July.
Wow, that's very sweet of you. But because I just want to tell you that this show, it will be a family show, and I know everybody will love it.
Yes, sir. It is. I think it is great what you're doing. Bringing in the past and the present queens, because many people don't know that we have a lot of women that are walking around here that are actually past queens. And so the fact that you bringing all of us together is making it, making us recognize that there are queens that are from the past that we have never even knew were queens before. So it is an amazing thing that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Leah. I gladly appreciate all the compliments you got. So, what made you become Miss Independence Corozal 2015, and what was your experience in becoming Miss Independence Corozal?
I actually became Miss Independence Corozal 2019. 2020 was supposed to be my year of reign, but due to the pandemic and the toll that it brought upon our country, I am going to be Miss Independence 2019-2021. I didn't have the mindset to even become a queen per se, but I decided to try out for a pageant being a part of the pageant, I never knew how to walk in heels. I wasn't really an outspoken person. I was a very shy young woman, and I decided, you know what, I need to do something that would get me out of my comfort zone. And everyone in my family kept pushing me, Leah, you are beautiful, you are tall, you have the looks, you're very smart, intelligent, go for it.
So I said, what? A day I got up and I'm like, you know what? I want to do it, and I tried out for the pageant, and this is where we're at today. Luckily, I was the winner, and Miss Independence 2019, 2021.
That's a good idea. Besides Miss Independence Crozal, have you ever participated in any international pageant before? For example, like any pageant that took place in either Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, or any South American pageant? Have you ever participated in any of those before?
I have not, but it is my dream to do participate in one of these days of my life. Maybe after the whole coronavirus thing is over, I will pursue my pageantry because I love doing it, to be honest. The first experience being Miss Independence was amazing, so it's something that I want to carry on and keep doing.
That's very sweet. Have you been to different beauty pageants right after you were chosen as Miss Independence Crozal, and did you get invited to attend any numerous events before? This was right after you got chosen as Miss Independence Crozal.
I only attended one pageant, which was the Queen of the Bay 2019-2020. After being Miss Independence, which is where I actually met you, and that was the first time I actually saw you performed and everything. And it was an amazing pageant, I can't lie, seeing these young ladies being brave up there, it was once myself, and I know what it's like to be up there, so to have these young ladies also be up there and be brave enough to participate, it's just very amazing.
That's correct. Well, how do you feel when you saw me perform in person? How do you feel about that?
Actually, you did. I was very amazed. Like I was telling my sister earlier, I was like, this man has talent, we have a lot of BELIZEAN talent that people don't really know about. And that was literally the first time that I've ever heard about you in my entire life. So knowing that it was you were hidden because I didn't really know much about you, and you have so much talent, I was very surprised, and I enjoyed your performance more than anything.
Thank you very much, Leah. Maybe one day soon I wish I could go back and provide physical performances. Because right now, my physical...
come back to Corozal. You should come back to Corozal one of these days to do a nice performance.
Well, yeah, that's true, because right now, I'll be truthful to you, I performed at Corozal 3 times in a row. The first time I did it was for Corozal Art in the Park 2018. In 2019, for the second time for Corozal Queen of the Bay pageant. And the third time last year, 2019, before this COVID started to hit, was my last Corozal performance I did for Wildflower Fashion, for this fashion show, that was led by LAE Fashion House. That was a great experience I ever had, and everybody were tremendous, and they have listened to me, and they have really enjoyed my performance.
Yeah, you should come back to Corozal as soon as possible when we have other events so that you can perform, because you are actually very good at what you do.
I thank you very much. So since there was no pageant this year, what impact do you have since the pandemic started, when everything got cancelled for this year? What kind of impact do you have?
Okay, well, it was sad not being able to experience these different things with our new set that was supposed to come this year. But honestly, to say I'm not being selfish, I'm actually happy to keep my crown for another year, because it's like I'm able to do more things with my community for our next year, which will make me do more than what I wanted to do in just 1 year, So 2 years of being a queen, I think I would be able to at least build up to where I want to be to help my community. But in other events, it was sad that we couldn't have a pageant this year so that we could give someone else the crown. But hopefully next year, when everything is over, by then, we could, have a pageant and just experience everything that I experienced before with other new set of young ladies,
I could see and I understand all of that, so that will be happening. So what advice would you like to give to the people who want to become Miss Independence Crozal? What advice would you like to give to the young ladies?
I would say go for it. you know, because I once thought that I didn't have the potential, the confidence, nothing to even become Miss Independence Corozal 2019-2021. But it's new experiences that you learn every day. It's something that if you want to be a queen, go for it. Do not be scared, but be open-minded and allow yourself to do what you want to do, and to not be scared doing it. You know, not to be afraid of what other people would think, but just become the queen that you truly are.
Indeed, that's the way it is. And maybe one day soon, Leah, like I said, you told me about want to come back to Corozal, that would be no problem, because maybe one of those days I would want to do something important like have a ceviche with some of the past and present delegates in the near future. But question is, you like eat shrimp and lobster ceviche, you know?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, and I love that with a nice 2 cold drink Belican, Lamb Shark or Lighthouse, because I like drinking. I am a more beer type person, and right now I know the process of I don't want to drink a lot. I just want to drink like 2 with the ceviche, and that's it.
I'm more on water person.
You drink purified water, good.
Purified water all the way.
No problem. Any person you want to big up to on this program before we sign off?
Oh, thank you very much. I just want to say once more, thank you very much for having me on the show, Mr. Alan. I think it is a very amazing and positive thing that you're doing for our community, our country, Belize. And I want to big up my family personally, my big sister, Laisha Monique, who is always there for me, you know, my supporter, my cousin Zina. She's a singer here in our country, and she has her own song. I want to big her up for doing positive things as well in our community. And I want to thank my dad and my grandfather, Mr. Calvert, my grandmother, Mr. Calvert Myers, and my grandmother, Miss Eloisa Myers, for supporting me throughout my 2 years of this reign. So those are the most important people that I want to big up in my life. And thank you again for having me on the show.
You're welcome, Leah, but you will remain Miss Independence Corozal until when the next pageant comes in 2021, because I'll definitely make sure that everything will be back to normal by then.
Until further notice, yes, I am still Miss Independence.
Okay, Leah, I just want to say thanks for stopping by, and we look forward to see you again someday in the near future. Thank you, tell your family hello, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Alan, once more, and may God bless you too.
Goodbye. That was Leah Myers, our Miss Independence Corozal 2019 to 2021, as she will remain that same position. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that brings us to the end of BELIZEAN Beauty Queens past and present. Remember, if you want to be a guest or want to make your appearance on BELIZEAN Beauty Queens in past and present, you can do so by call, text, or WhatsApp at 629-5192. That is 629-5192. We'll be looking forward to see you again on our next program. This is Alan McCoy here. Thank you for tuning in to BELIZEAN Beauty Queens past and present. Take care of yourself. May God bless you, and make sure that you do good things to people as people do good things to you. Thank you, and God bless.